We'll kick off with a mustard R30, size 12 dry fly hook. Lots of fishermen like to fish this pattern, but not many like to tie it. So hopefully I'll be able to show you a simpler way of getting a good humpy. So tying thread just behind the hook eye, just on that small bit. We need some deer hair for the wing. Now when you're choosing deer hair for a wing, if you turn the bit around and you feel the points, if they're very stiff and springy, perfect. If they're not, try and find some that are stiff and springy, otherwise they'll flare too much. So we need a little bit of that cleaned and stacked. So we'll pull that out. I want to measure that about the length of the hook shank. There we go. Now I take just a drop of varnish and I place it there. No more than that. Then we put the wing on and we go around twice and we tighten up. Even pressure, and then once more, tighten a little more. Once more, tighten a little more. Then, with a sharp pair of scissors, you remove as much as you can of the butt ends. You can tidy this up a little bit, but we don't want it all off. We need something to tie down. Then we take another wee drop of varnish just in the butt ends, and we tie this down just like that. Then we lift the hair at the front and we make a supporting wall of tying thread just to keep the wing up 90 degrees. There we go. Move this back again. And the next step is to split the wings. So we take approximately half and half. Hope you can see that there, along the hook shank there, approximately half and half. Not the easiest job if you're big sausage fingers. There we are. I think that's about half and half. So then we move the tying thread there, over, and in a figure of 8 around, figure of 8, not really tight. This is just to hold them into position. There we go. Then we do the bases of each wing and make a little post and down again, just to keep them together. Then this one around the base of the wing again, just to keep them together. And there we are. Okay, then just to keep the wings in the correct position, we do a figure of 8 a couple of times around like that, and then we can move this back to here. We also need then another drop of varnish just on the base of the wings. So just keep them stiff and in position. Now we need the tail. This is moose body hair, and if you're buying this you need to look for super fine tapered points and very straight hair. So we'll just take a little bit of that. We only need, what should I say, 10 or 12 strands of hair. Clean it, stack it, so you end up with that. Then we want to measure the tail, again, about the same length as the hook shank. So I'll take those there and trim them off there. We'll put those. Go forward, tie these in. Careful not to tie any of the wing fibres down. And then we can go back, keeping all the tail on top of the hook shank. There we go. Then we can go forward again. Excellent. There's the tail. Another bunch of moose hair for the hump of the animal. You don't want much. This is another common mistake. Too much is used. So we've stacked the points on this. But then what I want to do is I want to cut those off about there straight. Get the tying thread a little bit further up here to there. And then we'll place these on top of the hook shank. There we are. Now going backwards with the tying thread, lifting the hump or the hair for the hump all the way back so that sits on top of the hook shank right to the base of the tail, also very important. And back again. There we are. Very good. I'll just tie this down now. Now it's common to put a drop of varnish or cement. Got a little one sticking out there, don't want that because it'll come through the floss when I put the floss on the body. So another drop of cement just to hold everything in position. And now we can just build up an underbody. Very good. Okay, now we need some floss on this just because it's more robust. So take your floss behind your tying thread. That'll get caught in there. Take it over here along with that. Bring that forward. Sorry, one hair there annoys the hell out of me. There we go. Bring that forward. Trim that off. Start the floss right at the tail base. Now we can move our tying thread all the way up and in front. Move that out of the way. And we can start with our floss. And if you're doing your floss like this, careful not to do what I nearly did there. Get it flat by slackening off. So every time you slacken off, it'll flatten your thread, your floss out like that. and build up the size and shape of body you require. And then we've got the body the shape we want it. So take my time thread back, just wind that up into there, tie off the floss, tie it off well because you don't want that coming undone. There we go. Remove that. Then it's looking good. We take the hump, or the hair for the hump, and we bring this forward. Make sure that all the hairs are parallel and they're not crossing each other. That's it. And tie that down. Tighten. And we get this nice body, visible each side with the hump on top. We'll make a couple of turns in front of that, nice and tight, and then we'll trim off that as close as we can and tie that down. There we go. Come back to here and we need a hackle. So the normal hackle for this is the same as, well, it's a common hackle to use for it, is the same as the Adams, which is a mixed grizzle and brown. So this is what they call an instant Adams with both. So I'll tie this one in right into the hump, 90 degrees, and then we'll place one winding there. It's a bit long, so I'll just trim that hackle stem off. So, and then we'll tie that in at the front. Move the thread forward and wind on the hackle. Now the hackle should be nice and dense because this is a real fat boy fly. Got a little wing there. Okay, just wind that on. Lots of turns of hackle, and then we can tie that off. Oops. And we're finishing. Remove the hackle and the tying thread. That should do it. There we have the Humpy.